Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We are coming live to you now from Monday night. Here in the UK, it's about 10 o'clock at night. And the depressing thing about this is that right now, I should have been over in LA for W.A.L 601. Two of the guys that would have pulled in there are with me right now, Jamie Sheldon and the Angry Bird, Adam Wilmot, on the line. Mate, how you doing, Adam? You all right?
I'm doing good as I can up here in New York. They got us all on lockdown.
And Jamie, would have been right around the corner for you, about an hour from your house.
Yeah, it's a bit cloudy, but it's supposed to be in the 90s at the end of the week. So, it would have been a great time to be in California.
Oh, my God, it's depressing. COVID-19 has destroyed the arm wrestling world for the time being. But, guys, I wanted to just ask you, were you ready for this? Have you let yourselves go a bit since we've been in lockdown? And we'll start with Jamie.
No, I'm always ready. I didn't let my weight go back up too high. Started my cut prior to the cancellation. It was about a month out, I think. And then, but I was already in the low 80s. And then I think the first week of cancellation or the postponement, I gained a little bit. I think we all did. But then I kind of tapered it off, and I'm in the low 180s. So the weight, it would have been fine as far as getting down to the 170 mark. But, yeah, just kind of maintaining the strength and just kind of waiting around until we get the deadline and then the startup date, and then kick it into high gear again as far as getting down to 170.
So I think the general feeling is that the target may be sort of end of July, August to get things going again. Obviously, nobody can have any certainty around that. Hopefully, we can get you guys together sooner rather than later. What about yourself, Adam? Had you kept in shape, kept prime and ready for this, mate? We know last time we spoke to you, you were red hot and ready to go.
I was trying to gain a few pounds for this match, and then once it got canceled, I gained a few more than I actually wanted to. So now it's time to clean the diet back up and trim it down, even though you guys just saw me slamming pizza 2 minutes ago.
No, I wanted to just bring up something. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago, Adam, you went on a little bit of an online rant. And for anybody out there who's wondering why Tom Holland's on the screen at the moment, it was Tom who was the subject of that rant. Now, Adam, you made some what you call home truths, you said. You're going to tell him some home truths, and you went on this little tirade about Tom. Just for those people who didn't see what you put out there, just remind us of the facts as you see them about Tom Holland.
2016 finals. Tom finished 8th. I finished 5th, right? You watched the telecast. You'd have never known that I placed, and you'd have thought Tom Holland beat the world. And that kind of pissed me off a bit, right? I've been saving that one in my hip pocket for a while. And then we come back now, 2018. He gets a spot in the Supermatch series. I get shut out. That really drove me nuts. And you know how nuts it drove me because I was in your inbox every single day letting you know how much it drove me nuts. And you gave me my shot against Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you. I had a good time down there in Tulsa, but I want Tom. That's who I've wanted to arm wrestle since I got shut out this time. And we've crossed paths a couple other times too now. He ended up catching a lady that I had my eye on. And, all's fair there, but even still, I'm going to give him some fucking payback for it. Yeah, that's the whole plan.
So, now, Jamie, when you saw this, and you were obviously very aware of it, it went around. It got around quite quickly. Did you feel sort of a bit disrespected yourself that you'd been overlooked a little bit? Did you feel like he was looking past you?
On social media, when you see something pop up when you're scrolling, you're like, I'm going to watch that. And whenever Adam posts something or whenever it's arm wrestling with our friends, we watch it, of course. So I watched it and I'm like, oh. And I wasn't surprised. I don't know the history between these two as far as that. I'm an impartial, unbiased guy. So I saw it and I'm like, okay, that's a brilliant marketing strategy. He's selling it. He's guaranteed job security moving forward because now people want to see that match. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I saw Tom's reply, and I was like, okay, this is definitely going to happen. This is definitely going to happen. Now you got 2 continents and then some talking about this. And it's like, well, now Adam better beat me, because if he doesn't, how does that play out with this match, right? Because Tom did beat me. So, but then again, styles make matches. You never know. I mean, that's your department, Neil, and the powers that be. So, but I think this is creating enough hype and interest to where it needs to happen. And I don't feel like I'm overlooked by Adam. I think he's just planting his seeds, and he's creating job security with the league. So he's got his next match set almost.
Now, Adam, you spoke about the fact that you were a bit embittered and twisted up a little bit about the fact that Tom was more on screen than you were when the thing went out and the tournament went on TV. Then we heard that obviously he managed to get the attention of a certain young lady while you were over at an event together. But there's more to it than that, isn't there? Let's be honest. You made some claims about Tom not really being credible. Shouldn't have really got the invite over you. You don't think he's that high a level, and you actually think that he was gifted the opportunity in World Arm Wrestling League. I think that's the way you put it.
You bust your arse off, apparently, ain't you? Like, compared to me. Fucking...
I need subtitles to understand Tom. Neil, you're gonna have to translate when Tom talks for me.
We'll bring Tommy in a second, but we'll just leave him simmering for the time being there at the bottom, and just get your answers on that for me, mate. Really.
Oh, I had friends on the inside too. I know who my friends are and who I roll with, and I don't know if they were pumping my name up like you were pumping Tom's up. But I'll tell you this: I didn't have like the inside track like he did. You know what I mean? I literally had to like beg, fight, scratch, call. I had to tell you I was going to kick you in the nuts to just get a spot, right? Whereas this guy, all he had to do was wake up some Sunday morning, pick up a phone, and be like, "Oh yeah, W.A.L, I'll come pull."
Is that how you think it happened?
I've seen you beat some guys. Don't get me wrong. I went back and I watched a lot of your matches, and the one that impressed me the most actually was the W.A.L European Championships when you beat Joseph.
Isn't that though why Tom? My understanding of why Tom was invited to the series was because he was the highest finisher in the European qualifier that went across all those European countries, and he won it.
And you know what? I didn't really pay much attention to that back then. The only thing I really did pay attention to was the fact that Craig Sanders was the best finishing Brit in the whole of World Arm Wrestling League, them finals that year, right? So, yeah, it's a crapshoot. You know what? I do know this. He got a lot of attention that I felt was due toward me because I beat a little bit higher quality competition that day.
Yeah.
God, should we talk about
that day? I did, and yeah. Now I'm coming for what's due me, and I'm going to go through him to get it.
Now, at this point, we'll come over to the Lean Machine, Tom Holland. Tom, welcome to the show.
Good to be on it. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Now then, you obviously saw what Adam had put out there and were more than a little bit incensed and lit by it because you shortly posted your own response, and it was pretty cutting in its own right. Just do you want to respond to the points that Adam made there? Do you want to sort of give some feedback on what he said about you and how you feel about that? Do you feel like there was any justification or truth in what he said, or not really?
Right. No, I don't know why you're still bitching about it all this time. It's nearly 4 years ago. Right. The thing is, yeah, fair play to you, mate. You got some good wins, yeah, but you got to look at how it happened. You beat Yanis, yeah, fair play. Like, it's not many people can say they beat Yanis, but he was dead. Like, anyway, like I said, Banana's dead dog could have beat him.
How is he dead if the guy that he beat goes on and beats like 2 or 3 other guys?
I know, yeah, that's what you're saying though. What's that got to do with it? What's that got to do with your match with Yanis? What's Joseph got to do with it after that? Yanis is tired from Joseph, and you went against Yanis when he was tired. So I don't understand why you're trying to get Joseph involved in this part of it. He's nothing to do with it.
What I'm getting at is Giannis beat Joseph, but it didn't kill Joseph. Like, that doesn't really make sense in my mind. Maybe it's because I'm green. You know, I've only been doing this 6 years. You know, I got a lot of stuff to still learn. But I'm telling you, if Joseph can go out and win 2 more matches against people like Anthony Snook was one of them that he beat. Max Taubin was another one. And I think there was one more in there. And Giannis goes out and lays 2 more eggs. I mean, not only did I just beat Giannis, Craig Sanders ended up beating him too, like very next match. And then Giannis was done. But it doesn't make sense to me that the guy that he beat can go on and not be dead, whereas he would be dead arm. It just, whatever.
Because Joseph's more of a fighter and he's got better stamina than Yanis, I reckon. And it's all down to the draw. You know, it's all down to the draw. Technique, clash. Styles make matches. And
want to talk about?
I'm just saying how it is. Yanis wasn't 100%. You can't say he was 100% that day. And another one as well. You're claiming Randy Bayers. Randy Bayers. You beat him straight after I had. It was about a minute-long match with him. I had his wrist broke right back. I bet you top rolled him, didn't you?
Yeah,
I don't remember that. I knew you would have, because that was his weakest point at that time. Just, you're not getting them when they're fresh, and you're trying to get these claims. You're trying to cling on to them. It was 4 years ago. They're different people now. You're different as well. You've improved more as well.
Different people. But here's the thing: is my ceiling's a lot higher than anybody else's, just because of the amount of time I've been doing this. Right? 2016, I was only 2 years in. Now I'm 6. Right? Huge difference. And I'd actually.
Don't get me wrong. What was that? A Pro Cup then? What?
What was that, brother? I couldn't hear you.
Say again, Adam. You broke up a little there, mate.
What I was saying was, I was doing that 2 years at that point when I was beating those guys. Right? Now I'm 6 years along, and my ceiling's come a lot higher. I don't know how much better those guys have gotten, but I don't think they've made as much improvements or gains that I had, right? So this whole 2020 version of me is going to be a lot scarier than 2016, and that's why I'm confident.
It's not scary at all. It's not scary at all. So
we'll figure it out. We're gonna get a match.
Hopefully, I do soon.
He's gonna be able to tell you before anybody else. He's gonna go, oh, shit, Tom. Adam went and got on that Tony Kotowski level, and you don't want to fuck with him anymore. That's what's going to happen.
You're deluded, mate. You're actually deluded.
Not one bit, man. Not one bit.
You are completely deluded. He's let go of the past.
I think it's deluded saying that my match with Hellraiser, the fix was in. That's deluded.
Just while we wait for Tom's internet connection to come back.
I don't know about that. Was mine not on?
No, you're back again now, Tom. You just broke up a little bit there. You did a bit of an England on us. Just a quick one. I want to bring Jamie in a second, because Jamie, you're a common opponent of some of these guys. Obviously, less experience with Adam at the table, but you've had experience with Tom Holland at the table. Do you want to sort of give your insight on Tom's ability, credibility? Should he have been invited to the World Arm Wrestling League? Was he legit, or was he gifted the shot?
Oh, absolutely. As far as Europe goes, I always keep in tune with what's happening in England. British is in my blood. So, and Tom's family made my arm warmers for me years ago. So Tom's got a soft spot in my heart for me. So, but I did get to arm wrestle Tom, and that was probably the most difficult scenario of my career, because I've never really had to arm wrestle somebody taller than me in my weight class, and it just completely took me away from anything I could possibly do. It was a very humbling experience. We all have those losses that sit in your head, and that's one of them that will constantly, because he took me immediately away from anything I could possibly do. Where I knew I'm strong, and I know I'm strong because I've beaten some of the best in those positions, I couldn't even get to it because just an example. Let's say you get into a hook with Tom and you're dragging him back away from him. He's got enough arm to go forward, and he's got that rotation down. Now, dragging, that's fine. I don't mind people who can drag because I'm strong enough to go sideways. If you take my hand, if we're in a hook, whatever. But if you have that, he just completely rolled me right out into his hook. And he knew he was in that great position. And I was completely out of mine. And, you know, second match, I think we went into the strap, and I was going to try to top roll, and bam, he just flashed me. So credibility, yes. Should he be there? Yes. Will this be an interesting matchup? I think so. I don't really have too much intel on Adam, just based on what I've seen him do in the past. Being that I've never grabbed his hand other than shaking it when he was in San Diego, I don't know how that match would go. I think on paper we do know that, one, Adam probably doesn't want to be in a hook with Tom, but Adam has enough rotation in his top roll to make it scary for people who can hook. So I think it's going to be interesting. I couldn't tell you who would win that, but Tom would have to be the favorite there for a couple reasons. But that doesn't scare Adam. I mean, Adam likes to be the underdog, right?
Well, it's interesting.
Cheap suit when I go to top roll him. All right.
A lot of people have echoed the sentiment that you just said there.
Not a chance.
Adam's going hunting, Tom. He's not worried about him, not scared of him, not ducking him, not swerving him. He's going trying to look. He's looking under the bed for the monster. I mean, he literally is going out there and seeking Tom out. There's got to be some respect there, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a very credible win for me. Let's put it that way. If I can get it over on him, then yeah, that'll be a very good one for me. That's one that's going up on the mantle. You guys ever play Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Video game. You know the very, very beginning where you have the tower where it's got all the characters and you just kind of scroll down? Well, Jamie's that first character for me. Tom's the next one up. And I got a whole list. And then you got Shao Kahn up on the top with Tony Kotowski's head on it.
Interesting insight.
I want to arm wrestle everybody. Like, if I had my way, I would line everybody up on the same day and just try to go through them all at once. I know it sounds crazy, but I think we've kind of learned that I am. So
now, Tom, I want to come to you, Tom, next. And obviously, Jamie saying there that Jamie believed that Adam's doing his job. He's talking himself into arm wrestling matches. Could well be in the same way that Ryan Bowen does. And what a wonderful way to do it. He really got under your skin. There's no doubt about that.
Oh,
yeah. Now, you came back and probably upset him a little bit as well. Or one particular comment, one particular thing that you said really got under Adam's skin. And that was that his win over Jeff Hale, pins 1 and 2, weren't real wins. Jeff Hale laid down twice and then just swept him away. Now,
that's what Jeff does.
I wanted to ask you, do you really believe that? Do you really believe that he laid down twice and then gave it to Adam both barrels in that last round? Or were you just doing that to embarrass and hurt and upset Adam? Was there a little bit of gamesmanship in there, or do you genuinely believe that Jeff Hale laid down twice?
Bit of both. Well, I reckon Jeff is a showman. Everyone knows Jeff's a showman, especially in Arm Wars and W.A.L. now. If you watched him wrestle, them first 2 matches, he didn't use anything. He didn't use no pronation, no supination. He just stayed there, blank arm, let Adam attack. And that's not Jeff. When Jeff wants to put it on, when Jeff wants to step on it, he can go for it. And when he did, he beat him. That's my opinion. I don't think Jeff gave 100%. Done.
You watch that first match before we even get to the strap. The very first grip up, when he slipped out underneath, look at his body language the rest of that way. He knew he was in deep shit right off the bat. He knew it. And there was nothing to do with it.
Hey, something else. Hey, hang on, I've got something else as well. You said about the replay fucked you up. How did the replay fuck you up?
Simple. The down ref called the pin 3 separate times. Go back and watch the film. And the head ref would not call a pin for whatever reason, just wouldn't call it. I don't know if he wanted me to pin the guy through the table or what he wanted out of me that day. But I'll tell you this much. You go back and you watch the replay, there's nothing saying that I didn't pin him, but there's also nothing saying that I did pin him. Now, if you go by like replay rules anywhere in the world, if it's inconclusive, you go with the call on the field. And the call on the field was from the down ref that I pinned the guy. So, yeah, replay did kind of screw me, didn't it?
Yeah, well, in a way, but then the replay don't lie, does it?
It was just a horrible camera angle. It was a bad camera angle.
Yeah. No, do you know what? I'm not saying that. I would like to go back and look at that. I would like to watch that match, watch that in just to see myself, because I actually don't know. So I would want to look at that. But I don't think you can blame the instant replay from the camera down to the fact that you didn't get a pin. I think you can't do that.
Honestly, I don't want to blame replay or the refs. It would have been for the win, right? You got to pin them. You got to make it convincing. You got to drive them through the pad, right? I would have had a bad taste in my mouth, honestly, if I'd have taken that win, and then we would have had the controversy about the pin on my end. So the way it worked out is the way it worked out. Yeah, it sucks. I lost some money on the deal, but you know what? It's better than having people say you didn't beat Jeff, that the refs gave it to you. And so I can live with it.
Jamie, what's your take on that, mate? Do you think that was Jeff's showmanship, or do you think he was busted twice, legit?
Well, Jeff, I talk to Jeff all the time. He did tell me that he was incredibly shocked by how much Adam had for him, and he wasn't mentally prepared, and Adam capitalized on that. Absolutely. I don't think he handed him anything. I don't know. I mean, I don't.
He probably didn't hand it to him, but I don't think he gave it 100%. Like you said, I think you underestimated Adam a bit, and he didn't give 100%.
Yeah, he didn't look like he attacked like he normally does. Like, he wasn't as fired up. Like, I don't know. And it was in his hometown too, which you would think that if it's in your hometown, there's all that extra.
You'd be on it, wouldn't you? Yeah.
You want to fire off and false start, whatever. Like, I mean, especially if you want to
do what it takes, don't you?
And Adam capitalized on that and shut him down early. And I don't know if Jeff I'm going to have to go back and watch those, but it's weird. It's weird. Like, I didn't see that fire when I pulled Jeff either. Maybe because he likes me. I don't know. He couldn't get us fired up and yell and scream and tell somebody that's Jeff, but he wasn't going to do that to me. So maybe that affects how he gets fired up. He definitely wasn't the arm wars Jeff that I've seen, that we've all seen countless times. So I don't know.
My personal take on it, I don't think it was a fix at all. In fact, I know it wasn't a fix at all from Jeff's perspective. I'm talking about. I spoke to Jeff, and I actually expected Jeff to be in his lane. I thought he'd be in a good place out there. He was in his hometown, didn't have to travel far, and anybody who's travelled a long way to competition, ordinarily you're travelling. There is some degree of toll on you. It hampers you more. I'd rather pull close to home. You travel, you fly, you drive. It can take things out of you.
In your own bed the night before, there is no substitute.
No, I would agree with that comment. I think that there's a lot of truth in the fact that Jeff was definitely shell-shocked. I think he didn't expect Adam to be as strong as he was and have as much as he had. And when I spoke to Jeff straight away after the match, he said, wow, I'm going to be honest with you, he shocked me. I didn't think he was that strong. I sort of thought I could cruise through. And he really surprised me. And he said, and it got a little bit touch and go for a while. Then when I got his number, he fatigued at a higher rate than me and had more experience pulling super matches. And I ground out the win. He said, but anybody who thinks that was, showmanship or gifting, not at all. He said the guy ran me close. So I've got to be honest, Jeff gave a massive amount of credit to Adam. And I've taken Jeff at his word in that respect, as I'm sure you did, Jamie. I am aware of, and I know there was rumours out there that, it was a fix, it was made a show, Jeff made it a show. I don't think so. I really don't. I really don't think so. Now, opinions vary, and the good thing about this is Adam's heard every word of that accusation. Every word. And that gives you a great opportunity, Adam, to prove people wrong, to go out and get wins. But the two men that are on this call are no bums. So you start your campaign with Jamie Sheldon. That is an unenviable task in many ways, because I was on a call the other day, and I was talking with Mr. Travis Bajan on here, and he was talking about the time that he pulled Alexa Vovoda at Canada World Championships, and that day in Ottawa, the pulling John cameras caught something pretty special, pretty impressive, and it was a point in his life which I described as having blood on your fangs. The guy who's the hunter can't even think about losing because he's too obsessed with winning. Just is in there for the victory and to prove that point. And that's a very dangerous arm wrestler. And I do believe that you may well be that man right now, Jamie, because you just got a big win over Alan Fisher. And in some respects, from that perspective, it's kind of like the three of you guys, it's going to be arm wrestling in a mirror. It's like the Hall of Mirrors, because all of you are that guy. You understand what I mean? You're still on that trajectory, that upward curve. You want everybody to remember your name. And I don't think that any of the three of you can be separated in that respect, for whatever reason, for your own reasons. But I want to come to you individually. Of the two guys on the call right now, who do you fear most, Adam? Or is it neither? Who do you think will be a better match for you, an easier match for you, and which match do you want the most?
So I want Tom more than I want Jamie, just for the personal reasons involved. Now, Jamie actually scares me more than Tom, even though I think Tom is more dangerous. And the reason behind that is I've actually got to feel Tom's hand. I got to grip up with him in Richmond. I know how it feels inside my own. I know what I can do with it, right? Jamie, I don't know that about. Like, I can't remember what his hand feels like. I don't know where I want to go with it. And I had a nightmare the other night that we were in LA, and I go and grip up with Jamie for the first time. And when he grabbed my hand, it wasn't his hand grabbing me. It was Dave Chafee's hand grabbing me. And I woke up in a cold sweat thinking about that. It was like, I don't know where his hand is. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Like, there's anxiety there. Until we grip up and I actually feel his hand, I don't know what I want to do. I can only go based on film, right? I got his matches. I can see where his arm is strong, but I don't know how it feels, and that scares me. Whereas Tom's hand, I know how Tom's hand feels in my own, and I'm not scared of it.
Same question, Jamie Sheldon.
Who scares me more on this call? Well, I guess you can go both ways. I mean, the unknown is the Adam Wilmot. We've never arm wrestled before. I've only seen what he's done. I would say I'm anxious about the same to pull both of these guys. One, I mean, it's totally different. I mean, I want to pull Tom again, but I need to go back to the drawing board and figure some stuff out, because you're pulling somebody taller with those types of skills. And let's face it, Tom's a better arm wrestler than me. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. He's a better, more well-rounded arm wrestler. So he deserves that clout, which makes it more fun to attain that type of a win. But then you have the guy in front of you that has nothing to lose, and that's the Adam Wilmot that has shocked the world despite the feedback. I mean, let's face it, he's done some amazing things in the sport, and unfortunately, he's going to take that kind of criticism. When he pulls me, he's going to get criticism whether he wins or loses, right? So he has to carry that burden, whereas I don't have anything really to lose arm wrestling either one of these guys. If you think about it, I mean, I'm older than everybody. I've already lost to Tom, so nobody expects me to beat him. If Adam beats me, it's like, well, okay, well, he showed better against Jeff. He's got those wins on Giannis or whatever it is. People can argue either direction. So I look at both of them as, hey, it's battle. Let's set it up and let's see who can win this time, because it only matters what the next match is. And my next match is Adam. And then if sometime down the road, Tom and I happen to pull each other again, then I'll look forward to doing that too, and it took me 14 years to beat Corey Miller. It took me 14 years to beat Vosgin. It took me 15 years to beat Alan Fisher. So I've beaten all of them since. And those are some of the best arm wrestlers on the planet. So
that's the truth. Tom Holland, give me your assessment on the guys on the call with you.
Well, as you know, I've pulled Jamie before. Jamie, I remember saying to you before the competition, Neil, how big Jamie looked and how worried about him I was. I was more worried about you than I was against Jeff, because I'd never pulled you before. I pulled Jeff previously.
Yeah.
And because I'd never pulled you, and I was looking at your arms as well, I'm thinking, fucking hell, what am I doing? But then I think it's because I was so worried about you. That's why I was able to find a weak link that I needed to get to with you, because I didn't want to risk you getting anywhere at all. I thought if you get anywhere you want to be, then I'm in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think like that now with you. I wouldn't want to let you get into your strength at all, because I've seen you when you're there, like against Alan Fisher, and that when you set in there, you're strong. So, but then Adam, I've never pulled Adam before. We had that little go on the practice table last year. We both had a few drinks as well and that, so it weren't
Than
nothing.
you. To be honest, man, we were trashed.
Yeah, I know. It was a good night though, wasn't it? Decent night.
Ended well.
Right up to the point before you pulled his bird.
Well, I didn't even know about that.
Better night for you than him.
Yeah.
About you, Jamie. That was my real miss.
Yeah, it all worked out. Everybody ended up having a good night.
Yeah. It's what I needed after losing to Giannis.
Tom came down to breakfast the next morning. He's like, so, guys, everybody have sex? Just me then? Well, how did that work out for you, Adam? Because it sounds like mostly Tom.
I don't want to give away any secrets there, but I've sent you guys some feedback of what I do on a Saturday night.
I mean, I wasn't even at this event, so I have no idea what went on. But it sounded from your original post on social media, Adam, that was one of the original things that really upset you. But what I wanted to check out, forget the sort of women involved or whatever the hell you guys went drinking that night. Let's focus on the reality of the fact that, a little bit lit up or not, you guys pulled on the table, right? What happened there? What was that spark of confidence that you gained when you arm wrestled Tom?
It was his hand inside my hand. It was like, you know how you got the yin and yang? Like, his hand is perfect for mine. That's what it is.
Did you feel like you could do something with him? Did you sort of got the better?
He had just gotten done with wars with Giannis, so I wasn't putting in any stock in terms of like where I could put him or where he could put me or anything like that. I could barely remember. I just remember what his hand felt like in mine, and when we gripped up, it felt like there was magic there for us. You know what I mean? Like, we were going to have ourselves some good matches. I'm not going to go right through him. He's not going to right through me. This is going to be the grinder you're looking for.
Is there something in Tom's game that you think suits you? Is it?
Well, he likes to hook, right? And I
like both.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty much. Yeah, anywhere.
Well,
do you know what? Now the injury's gone.
I don't anybody's top roll in our division at all, up to and including Giannis. Like, it just top roll doesn't scare me at all. You know, it's them guys that can set their hook. Like, if they can get that in, that scares me a little bit. But I like his hook. I'll see if I can block it.
Go, Jamie.
Yeah, question for you, Neil. Sorry to cut you off, Adam. I got a question because I've felt how fast Tom Holland is as far as getting position, whether it's hook, top roll, whatever. Now, I know you call or somebody coined Craig as the Birmingham Bullet, one of the fastest arm wrestlers. who's faster to get their positioning? Is it Craig or Tom? Because Tom is phenomenally explosive, especially with a lot of wrist, that I can't imagine. Like, if Craig's faster than that, that's crazy.
I would say, and Tom, you correct me if you feel differently, I don't think there's anything in it. I think they're pretty much absolutely bang on. They usually hit, and it's dead center in the table when they latch.
Okay,
and
you're both fast. Okay.
Both about as fast as it gets. To be perfectly honest, I would say that these guys have swung back and forth. There was a period of time where Tom was dominant and was winning every time the guys met. Tom took an injury after the W.A.L match at the qualifier. He was never the same following that. He wrecked himself quite a bit. He pulled Patrick Berg, I believe, and I think it was FIBO Power Arm Wars. And during that match, Tom's as rough as an old boot. I mean, he can take some punishment, believe me. Never complains at the table. But during that match, very early in the match, he was really complaining about his wrist. He said, I've hurt my wrist bad. And I'm saying, what, you were gonna cut it or what? He said, I'll try and change my technique. And he actually went on to win the match. I think he won it 4-2, or pretty sure you won it 4-2 or 5-1.
Yeah, I was 2-0 down. I tried hooking him. He's strong in a hook, isn't he?
Yeah.
Second time, I tried hooking even deeper in the strap. And I was actually in the winning position when my wrist went. And I had to give it back to him. As soon as my wrist popped, I just went back over. He got the pin. And then
that was nearly the end of the match at that point.
Yeah,
it was like a long, in between rounds, I was saying, so he said, I've really screwed my wrist up really bad. And I said, what, you mean broke it or something? He said, no, I think a tendon's popped. I remember him saying something about a tendon popping over the bone or something. I can't remember.
It's going over the wrist bone like that. It's going from here and then going over the side like that. Just popping back and forth, back and forth.
No, I don't think you were ever the same after that, Tom, to be honest. I think there was a massive change in you at that point. And he didn't pull in a British domestic tournament on the right arm at all for the next 18 months to 2 years. And I mean at all. Never arm wrestled. He was not training his right arm at all. Came over, pulled in the World Arm Wrestling League, always trying to sort of rehab his arm ready for that match, but didn't do any training. And even into the Giannis match, his wrist had recovered, but he was still very, very limited in what he could do. Now, I believe that your wrist has improved since then. And where's it at now, Tom? How do you feel now in terms of fitness level? Where are you at?
It's literally at its best. It's never, ever felt this good. It's been injury free.
Just locked up on us, Tommy boy. When you do come back, we've lost you a bit, mate. just as you were panicking, Adam.
Yeah. No. Me hearing that his wrist is the best it's ever been.
Literally great. 2017 my first.
I want everybody at their best. I don't want excuses.
I've got you now.
You're still locked up, mate. We thought you were just about. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I thought you were just going to throw the bird at Adam, and you sort of locked in like that position for a little while. But no, you didn't bird the angry bird, and then he started to come back at you a little bit, and we've just got you. So you were just saying you feel like you're rock strong at the moment, Tom.
Yeah, mate. I've not felt this strong in a few years. There's no injuries whatsoever. Nothing. Last time I see you at the iron arm, I had all that crackling down my thumb, down going right down my arm, coming from the thumb tendon. So I've had 3 different injuries on there in the last 2.5, 3 years. One there, one in the middle, and one at that side. And there's nothing I've been able to do to make it recover. Nothing at all. I've just been resting it, and then eventually I just started arm wrestling again, avoiding the straps. That's the only thing I've done different, really. Now I've never felt so strong. That's especially with a top rolling hand and wrist. Hand and wrist feels ridiculous.
So that's the strongest the arm has been in certainly 2.5 years.
Yeah,
maybe coming up to 3 years.
Yeah.
So
What?
So whoever got you, whether it be Jamie, whether it be Adam or someone else, at the moment they're getting a really strong version of you.
Mate, bring me Yanis. Honestly, especially Yanis next time. I know my mistakes from him, and I know what I didn't do, and he knows it as well. I was chatting to Yanis about it after. Next time is mine, guaranteed. Just getting
One
the
of the
shot.
things I wanted to just throw in there, obviously, Adam, you said that he'd been gifted it, and he was like the kid that knew the coach, or his dad knew the coach. And how the hell do you explain him being thrown what many people, including myself, believe could well be the strongest lightweight in the division, the most dangerous, polished lightweight in the division, could well be Yanis? He's certainly in that conversation, and Tom was given that dude. That ain't necessarily an easy route, mate.
No, you know what? And I wasn't trying to imply that Tom was given an easy route. That's the thing. Is what I was
you're trying to say you're saying I got into the W.A.L league just because of you wanted me in there.
For other people like myself that had been with the league a lot longer, because of your dad knowing the coach. Yeah, that's why I said it. Now I'm not saying you're not worthy, because you are. You're a damn good arm wrestler, and that's why I want arm wrestling. But I should have been there before you. And I beat the guys that you've taken losses to. And I cannot wait to prove that you guys screwed up just overlooking me. Now I'm coming for it. Like, you gave me all the motivation I need, man. I'm coming to get mine now.
Great.
Who was
most surprise, mate.
Who was most deserving, Adam? Yourself or Jamie Sheldon?
I'm going to go ahead and say, after I won that major in Chicago, the last one before 2017, before the things happened, I felt like I was going to be the man. I really did. And then once the TV went away and the money went away, I kind of went into a depression. I still went out to Vegas, got my ass kicked, but my heart wasn't in it. My heart hasn't been in it until about 2000, until the Supermatch series came back. That's when I started putting my heart in it again. And it blew my mind that, like, they wouldn't pick up the phone for me after how I competed in 2016 and how I'd gone through and competed at their major events. I seen the guys that did get the calls, and I was like, they abandoned the league, man. And I was here the whole time. Like, what the hell? Took some what do you want to say, learning, and I got my up and comings. Like, I thought I should have been there in 2018, and I flew out to San Diego to go pull Jamie, and I ended up losing to two guys in the tournament before I even got to them. So I guess things worked out the way they should have, but I'm still here to prove that I was good, just as good then as I am now.
So, just to close us out, Adam, obviously you've set some fires burning in different areas. You've set a fire burning in Tom Holland's camp. You've already got a fire ablaze with the man from Riverside, California. Tell me how you come through this match. I mean, obviously you're counting on beating Jamie in order to get... If you lose to Jamie, does a match with Tom Holland still make sense?
Yes, for personal reasons.
Okay.
But
if you want it, mate.
In terms of what do you want to say, progression or who beats who, that sort of thing, maybe it doesn't. It's a style deal here. Like, mine and Jamie's styles clash a little bit, whereas I think me and Tom, we're right up each other's alley. He's going to go for his spot. I'm going to go for mine. And it's just, I have a feeling there's magic there. Kind of like I had a feeling there was going to be magic there with W.A.L. And there was. Trust me, this is going to be good. It's going to be real friggin' good.
It's going to be magic. I'm going to make your confidence disappear.
Nah. You ain't making my 10 inches of confidence disappear. Nobody does. All right?
Well.
Now,
we'll see.
Adam, put it on the block, mate. What's the score when you pull Tom Holland?
I think it's going to be 3-2. I really do. I think I'm going to be able to drag him through a couple times. I think he might be able to sit down and get on top of my arm twice. And I think that last man, I think if he tries to top roll me, he's completely fucked. It's going to be him setting his hook. And if he's able to do it, and I think, there's times that I sleep and there's times I get tired. He might be able to get 2 in there.
Jamie Sheldon. Does it make sense for Adam to progress and pull Tom if you beat Adam?
That's a tough one. Given the rumors I hear about certain people coming into the league, where do you go from here? I mean, Tom, who does Tom pull now? First, if Tom were to get a match before the winner of this match, I guess you want to call it, he's already pulled Jeff. He's already pulled Giannis. Tony's out. Does he pull Sam? That would be interesting because I don't think anybody's seen. Has Tom ever pulled Sam?
No.
Never.
So it's kind of hard to gauge that progression thing. I think Adam would have to beat me to pull Tom. That's just because Tom beat me, right?
And I would see Tom pulled Sam, like you said, because I think that's a good style match. But how do you give Tom the hammer shot after he just took the loss to Giannis?
I think Giannis Amelin's gets
you know what, as well, I'll say there's 3 people who have had to beat me to get the hammer shot. 3 people. The last 3 people who got the hammer shot, they've had to beat me. That's Luke, Jeff, and Giannis is going to get the next shot.
Hey, that makes perfect sense, right? Because Luke did pull for the hammer after that. Sam, that must say something good about Tom. I mean, the people that have pulled him got to pull for the hammer right after that, right?
You know what? He's like Super Macho Man in Punch-Out just before you get to Tyson.
So who's Tyson?
Well, right now it's Sam.
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Adam, if you beat me, if you beat me, then yes, I think that would be fun to watch you pull Tom. And if you beat me, Adam, I hope Tom beats the crap out of you, only because you beat me, right? Well,
I'll do that.
If I beat Adam, I don't know where you go from here as far as who to pull next. I mean, I guess you'd have to see where things go. I mean, are you going to pull Jeff again? Do I get to pull Jeff again? I mean, I have a list too.
Cobra or Luke Kent. I don't know where I go from here either.
Yeah, or new blood, new guy coming in maybe.
Yeah.
You know what? Me and Mini Dog Ass have been getting into it a little bit. I don't know if I want any part of him right now, but there's a little bit of going on there too. You mean
Mid-August that Tom beat 6-0?
6-0.
Yeah.
Hey, is Mendogas who Vazgen pulled in a super match for PAL, or is that somebody else?
I don't think they've pulled in a super match.
I don't think they're different weights,
No.
aren't they?
Who did Vazgen pull in a one of the big vendetta type things? 6-0.
Let me think.
I think Vazgen won 6-0. It wasn't.
I thought he pulled Gobby.
He pulled somebody else too that likes the King's move. I remember seeing it.
Hristo Delajakov, Bulgarian.
Oh, it might have been. Okay, never mind.
Oh. Might have been Hristo Delajakov. But,
okay. So Dog 6-0. This is good. So maybe I don't even have. See, the only reason why I was even getting into it with Mini Dog Ass was the whole USA, Europe, W.A.L, WAF, like who's better type deal. And I hate the disrespect that comes out of Europe, man. They shit all over American arm wrestling, and I hate it because we're right there with them. Our top guys are their depth. They have more depth, but the top guys are all right there. I mean, you saw what Jeff did over at WAF, and anybody that wants to discredit American arm wrestling can kiss my white ass.
Well, I don't think it should be discredited because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just different. It's a different style to European WAF compared to America. From what I've seen, I don't know if you read the way he's set up and all that. I don't know what you think about that.
Well, yeah, I've never, to be honest, I've never heard Tom in any way disrespectful of US arm wrestling at any time in his career. That's just not a comment that to be fair is applicable to the guy at all.
Some other guys, some other guys will kind of do little jabs out there, or they'll send, like I've had people send Facebook messenger messages of people who say, "Oh, I could beat you" or whatever, and they're from Europe, and you're like, okay, well, you just ignore it and keep going. It's like, you probably could, but the funny thing about this whole thing is I've got phenomenal job security in any league that I go to. In the last 15 years, I've been a part of every big show. So except Arm Wars. Haven't been Arm Wars yet, Neil, but
it's on anytime.
There's something to be said about that, right? I mean, I may not be the best arm wrestler there, but I'm definitely going to be involved in every league. Now, maybe I have the science down. People wonder, how come I'm not in this? How come I'm not in that? Figure it out. I did. I was at the U.A.L, W.A.L. I was on the ESPN show that got canceled back in 2006. I took fourth to, I think Roman won, Simon took third, Vosgin took second, and I was fourth. So there was like small footage of me getting my ass kicked by Simon, but I was in that ESPN footage. So, I mean, everybody chooses their path and go attain it. Like, there's certain ways to do it, and everybody has to find out how to do it. And then you might have some longevity in whatever thing you're trying to do. So, so I don't care if someone says they're the best arm wrestler on the planet. Cool. Does anybody know who the hell you are? Not over here. You know.
So finally, before we wrap this things up, I'm going to come to Tom Holland. Tom, 2 questions. Is Adam Wilmot a match that excites you, interests you? And if you were to pull Adam, what's your predicted scoreline?
Yeah, I'd love to just end his misery for him.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit again, Tom. Right, just as the climax comes, son. Well, wait for your internet to kick back in. It's gone to sleep.
On. And it's just going to be 6-0. Right.
No, you're back. You're
now good.
You're back, mate. We got none of that really, brother. You're gonna have to go again, unfortunately. Oh, you've locked up again.
Oh no.
I'll tell you what, Adam, your internet planning's done a great job over here, mate. This is excellent.
Good. Oh yeah, last bit of it.
He's gone walkabout.
Better?
Yeah, there you go.
Better?
Yeah.
Good.
Go for it, Tom. Close us out. What's the result?
5
rounds.
Mate,
5 rounds of pain or easy?
Easy 5 rounds, mate. All different ways. I'm going to top roll him first. I'm going to dominate his top knuckle and just destroy his wrist. Second match, I'm going to dab move him. Just take his arm, drag him straight inside, press down on it. Third match, I might let him go wherever he wants. And then I'll just let him decide. Try and take control of the next 3 matches to see what he wants to do. Have a bit of fun. Yeah, 5-0, easy.
Oof. Fellas, I'm going to leave you with that, and we'll end this episode there. Ladies and gents, let your taste decide, let your opinions decide. Fellas, I want to say thank you for taking the time out. Tom, I know it's late, mate, but thanks for staying up and hopping on here. Adam, thanks for your time and for lighting fires. Jamie Sheldon.
I've enjoyed it.
That's what I'm good for.
Thank you for coming on here, guys. And for those of you out there watching the show, guys, remember, if you like what we do, please like the video, share it, and hit that subscribe button for us. And we'll see you again soon. Just on a personal note, hope everybody's families are safe. COVID-19's killing the game, but stick with it and stay safe. And we'll see you all again real soon. All the best, guys. Till then, take it easy, peeps.
Thanks, guys.